style your African print or Ankara print on a day-to-day basis? Do you feel like African print should be reserved for special occasions? In today's live, I'm going to share with you 3 style tips on how you can make your Ankara prints more versatile so that you can wear them on a day-to-day basis and not only reserve them for special occasions. So before I get into it, a quick introduction. My name is Ashanwa. Welcome to my channel. LAJA is a channel dedicated to African fashion, prints, and textiles. Here we share the history, versatility of these textiles and the different ways they can be incorporated into your wardrobe and lifestyle. If that's something you're interested in, I encourage you to subscribe. I am very passionate about textiles, and also I'm wearing Ankara prints today. So this is a quick view of my outfit. I'm wearing a very simple Ankara dress that is made in Nigeria, custom made for me in Nigeria. And I'm also pairing it with my handmade in Nigeria earrings, which you can purchase on my website. And I make these headbands as well. This is a citrine headband, and I make this by hand, and it's also available for sale on my website. So on to the video topic. So first things first, what is Ankara print or African print? If you're not familiar with the textile, I'm going to give a brief history on it and why it's so versatile and why I love it so much. So essentially, in the 19th century, the Dutch were trying to make imitation Indonesian batik textile, and they found that it was made with this wax resist method where the material was actually cracked because of the wax, and they made this version of the textile using roller blades, and they tried to sell it to the Indonesian market, but the Indonesians were such strong purists in how they create their batik textiles that they rejected it. So during that time, there was war going on, and there were African mercenaries who were sent to Indonesia and also the Dutch lands, as well as the Netherlands and stuff like that. And they would bring back these wax resist batik textiles that were created by the Dutch, and that's how it gained popularity within the West African countries. And when the Dutch saw this shift in demand, they quickly switched their production and their focus to the West African diaspora. And then they started creating different kinds of textiles for their new audience. And these textiles had different local motifs that were unique to the countries or tribes within the African continent. So that's the brief history on Ankara and African wax print. So if you go to Nigeria, you're going to see that Ankara is very, very popular. It's often used for day-to-day occasions like going out, going to work, and also special occasions like going to work, as well as going to weddings and even funerals as well. You see that a lot of people commission custom Ankara pieces to be made for special occasions. And yeah, so that's also what it's used. My mission on this channel is to really modernize it and to show you the different ways you can incorporate it into your wardrobe and lifestyle. And one of that way is clothing. So I live in the United States, and that means that I have to deal with 4 seasons. So I'm going to talk you through 3 style tips and also different ways you can wear your Ankara from fall to summer and even winter as well. So the first styling tip on if you are trying to incorporate Ankara into your wardrobe on a more regular basis is to stick to neutrals. I really encourage my girls and my clients to have a good number of black, white, nude, so browns, creams, beiges in their wardrobe, because if you have a piece that you don't want to think too much about, you can just pick up a black top or a black pair of pants and you can throw it with your Ankara piece, whether it's a skirt or a top. I actually have visual examples for you all today. So the first look I have is with the Ankara skirts. So I have this brown and black Ankara skirt that is very simple. The material is very dark, so it can work for summer weather since it's short, but it can also work for colder season as well, because of the color and the pattern. So how I would style this during summer is I have a black tube top over here. You could get a very basic black tube top and pair it with your skirt, and you have a look. It's very simple. If you have brown would also go, nude would also go with this as well. So you have that option of styling your piece, and it's very easy, it's very versatile. If you want to take it a step further, say it's fall or it's the colder season, you can actually throw on a leather jacket. So I have this leather jacket here that I can combine with the tube top and pair it with my Ankara skirt. And there I go. I have my first look essentially. And yeah, so that's the first tip I would like to share with you, and that is having neutrals. So have as many neutrals as you can in your wardrobe. This is the easiest tip I can share with you when it comes to styling your Ankara pieces, because you don't have to think about it. You don't have to worry about, okay, am I wearing colors that clash, or am I color rioting? Essentially, it's very easy to do. And so the second tip that I do have is add a pop of color. So the beauty of Ankara and African prints is that it does all the work for you, in the sense of the color of their colors imprinted in the fabric. And so you can really look at the fabric and pick colors based off what you're seeing. So in this particular dress that I'm wearing, I'm seeing yellow, and that's what actually inspired my makeup today. I'm seeing gold, I'm also seeing orange, and I'm seeing black. So these are all colors that would complement this material easily, and I don't have to think too much about it. So if I wear like an orange tube top, it would match. If I wear a black tube top like I'm wearing currently, it would also match. If I wear something yellow, you can see I accessorized with yellow accessories on here, and it all complements, and it just gives you a much put together look essentially. So I really encourage you to play around with the color of your material, and just look at your material and see the colors, the dominant colors that are in there, and see how you can play into them. And that leads me to my second look. So this is my second look, also another Ankara skirt. So this skirt is also custom made from me. I don't wear it as much anymore, but it's a custom mini skirt in the with yellow and burgundy colors. So in here, I already know that the two colors I can wear besides neutrals, like we already mentioned, are burgundy and yellow. And so to style this skirt, two I have this top over here. This is the turtleneck top. It's actually made of cashmere, and I can pair it with this skirt, and you can see that it matches perfectly. And so this is a look I would wear with like boots and or even sandals for summer, or boots in fall. So this is my second look. So add a pop of color to your Ankara look and play around with the colors and the material if you really want to make it more versatile and more everyday friendly. And then my third and final tip is to incorporate materials and textures. So you don't have to limit yourself to just cotton. So if you don't know, cotton is the main material made with Ankara clothing. So it is a natural fabric for the most part. So it means it's breathable and it's great for year-round wear. And you can incorporate different materials and textures into your fabric, and that's another way to make it more versatile. So in the first look I showed you, you saw that it was I had added a leather jacket to it to give it more of an edgy look. So this leads me to my third look. I actually combine the two tips that I mentioned into this third tip, and that leads me to the third skirt I have. So you can see this skirt as well. It's a flared skirt. I love this skirt and I wear it so much. But with this skirt, I can wear it for summer, I can wear it for fall as well. And I'm going to pair it with, so let's just go through the colors. You can see brown, you can see yellow, and you can see black in this skirt. So I have this silk top over here that I'm going to pair it with, and that's going to help complement the colors that are in there. And yeah, essentially. So that's pretty much it. So you can see I paired the cotton with the silk top to bring more texture, to add more flavor, and just to add more drama. So that's it for my 3 tips. So to recap for the styling tips on how to make your Ankara pieces more versatile, the first step is to incorporate neutrals. And neutrals are blacks, whites, creams, nudes, beiges. And those are very easy to do. You could have them in forms of tops, you could have them in forms of coats, jackets, shoes, and even bottoms as well, so skirts and pants. That's the first tip. The second tip is to add a pop of color. So your Ankara or your African print already does most of the work for you, in the sense that you can see which colors complement themselves on the fabric. And I gave the example of this fabric that I'm wearing right now. It has the colors gold, yellow, orange, and black. So if I incorporate any of those colors into my outfit, I'm going to stay on point and I'm going to look super coordinated and look effortless in the process as well. And then the final tip is to add texture to my to your look. And that could be in the form of leather, silk, satin, chiffon, add different textures and just play around with it. And this leads me to my next point on how you can incorporate Ankara across different seasons. And I'm going to speak of the most important one, which is between fall and winter, so the colder months. How can you wear your Ankara clothing in the colder weather? And the first thing is to invest in basics. So I have a black coat, or you could have a trench coat as well. Trench coats are notorious for going with everything, but I have a black coat because I prefer black and I feel like black goes with everything. You want to have tights in your wardrobe. You want to have good fitting trousers in your wardrobe. Those are just essentials that I feel are important. You want to have turtleneck sweaters like the one I had earlier shown you. So something like this in a very warm material. So this is made from cashmere, so it's going to be really warm and carry me through the colder months. You want to have boots. Those are some essentials that I would say would help make your Ankara pieces more versatile and tight. If you want to see more, if you actually want to see me style, like physically style the my Ankara pieces on live, and that's something I'm open to doing, so you all can actually see my thought process and how I actually style my Ankara pieces for the different seasons. So I can go live and share my styling, do live styling sessions essentially. And if you're someone that struggles with styling your Ankara pieces, you can work with me one-on-one. I offer Ankara styling services one-on-one on my website, misslaja.com. So you can head over there and book your session with me. I just walk you through, your wardrobe and how you can, the pieces you need to add, and how you can elevate your Ankara wardrobe and things like that. So, what else is there? So styling it in winter. I've already gone through the essentials. I've already shared my styling tips, which are universal. They work for all seasons. And yeah, I think that's it for the teaching I had today. Let me look at the comments to see if anyone is on. So hello from Switzerland. Hi. Thank you for jumping on live. And someone said, wow. Wow, indeed. So I'm going to go through my frequently asked questions. And the first question I get asked is, where do I get my Ankara clothing from? Or my African, I'll share Ankara clothing and I'll share my African textiles like mod cloth, where I get them from. So a lot of my Ankara clothing, I purchase the material either here in the States. So I usually shop on Vlisco. So Vlisco is one of my preferred brands for shopping wax prints. It is on the pricier end, but you do get quality, and I've had a lot of Vlisco clothing that have lasted me years and have been passed down from my mom, and they look as good as new. So I love Visco. So I buy the actual material, the raw material from Visco, or if I'm in Nigeria, I just go to the market and I purchase the material. I have my mom purchase it from me. And I usually have work with tailors back in Nigeria to have my clothing sewn. So a lot of the clothing you see on my YouTube channel where I'm styling and wearing them, most of them are custom made for me in Nigeria. So I don't necessarily have a one website where I purchase African print clothing from. At this time, I'm not saying I would never purchase ready to wear African print clothing, but right now I haven't really found a website that I resonate deeply with. If you all have any recommendations for websites where you get African prints from, please share them in the comments, share them in the comment section. I would love to know. So that's what I've been doing for now, and it's been working for me. The reason why I love being able to custom make my clothing is because it's tailored to my body and tailored to my preference. I can pick the styles that I love, and I can just really have fun with my creativity. And yeah, I can just have fun with my creativity and express my style. So something about me that you probably should know. So when I was younger, when before I became, life got really serious, I actually wanted to be a designer. I wanted to be a fashion designer. That was one of the things I wanted to do. I wanted to be a fashion designer. So I would design my clothing with, like, I would draw on how I wanted my clothing to look, and then I would have a tailor bring the vision to life. And I went on to have a business in college where I was selling Ankara clothing. So I did that while I was in college. I had a website and I was doing it in a boutique back in college as well. So it's been a lifelong dream of mine to design and have my own clothing line. I'm just putting it out there. Ideally, it would be Ankara or African prints based or any kind of African textile, honestly. And yeah, so I had that going on. And then in terms of where I get my other African textiles from, so the African textile I have the most of is mud cloth. So mud cloth is a Malian textile. It's made from actual mud and trees, and it's an amazing piece of fabric that I really love and I'm a huge fan of. I have a couple pieces in my home in the form of clothing and also decor pieces as well. And I get my mud cloth from an Etsy shop. I think it's called African Textile on Etsy, and it's a Malian store, so it ships straight from Mali, so I'm getting the real deal. And I feel like that's pretty important because I also want to support the local artisans, but I also want to make sure that what I'm getting is authentic. So if you're looking for authentic mud cloth, I encourage you to check out African Textiles on Etsy. That's the name. And please let them know that I sent you if you go that route. A lot of the other textiles that I talk about, like Capulana cloth, dashiki cloth, I talk about Adire, a lot of other cloths and stuff like that. The Nigerian ones, I do have some Adire that I got from Nigeria. But the ones that come from other African countries that are not West African, I'm still trying to find a good, credible source to purchase the to purchase them. So if slash when I do find a credible source, I'm happy to share it with you all, but I just haven't found one yet. So if you're watching this video or watching the replay and you're a supplier of authentic African textiles, I would love to connect and collaborate because I really feel like it's important to get the word out there on authentic African textiles. And speaking of authentic African textiles, why should you even care? Like, why should you bother? In the world of fast fashion, in the world of Shein, in the world of Fashion Nova, in the world of polyester, why should you even care about purchasing natural cotton fibers like Ankara and even mud cloth or shui cloth and things like that? Why should you put your money towards African textiles? Well, number one, the material. Like, most African textiles are made of natural materials like cotton. Some are made from trees. So not only are they biodegradable, but they're also healthy for your skin. They're more durable and the quality is much higher. And I feel like if you're watching this channel, the people I attract on this channel are people who are passionate or who care about the quality of their clothing and the quality of their products. You value quality, you value good craftsmanship, and you also care about preserving the culture and making it modern as well. So I truly believe that in a world of Shein and Fashion Nova, where people just buy clothing, wear them for like a month or two, and just throw them away, this is African textiles really break the barrier in the sense that these are legacy clothing. Like, these are things you will pass on to your kids and your grandkids because they're heirloom items essentially, and they're good for your skin. They last longer because the quality and craftsmanship and workmanship is better, and you stand out. They're unique. Like, you're not going to see how many people, let's be honest, how many people are you going to see wear a material or a dress that looks like this? Exactly. Not many people. So you're going to stand out. If you're someone that you want to have style that is unique, style that stands out, style that you're not basic. Not that there's anything wrong with being basic and whatnot, but you just want to stand out from the crowd. African textiles is your go-to because not only are you helping keep tradition alive, and my goal on my channel is to make it more modern so that the younger generations can adopt them and incorporate them, and it can live and continue to last on earth essentially. But you also look cool, and who doesn't want to look cool? Like, let's be honest, like, who does not want to look cool and stylish? And when people, I know for me, I love when people ask me like, oh my gosh, where did you get that from? You know, your clothing is so unique. Like, I love it. I love the exclusivity of it because not everybody has it. Not everybody is wearing what we're wearing. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So if that's something you value, I definitely encourage you to invest in a few Ankara pieces, wax materials. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to see if there are any questions or comments right now. If you all have any video requests that you want me to go live on, I'm very happy to do so. In the terms of African textiles, African fashion, I am happy to share the knowledge that I have. This live was really just going through and sharing some very simple style tips that you can incorporate to help make your make styling your Ankara pieces easier. So I don't have the excuse, because I heard a lot of people say, oh, like I can only wear my Ankara on special occasions. Well, after this live, you're going to know that you don't have to do that, and there are actually ways you can incorporate them and wear them on a daily basis, whether it's to work, whether it's to run errands, and even to special occasions like weddings, funerals, and more. Your Ankara pieces should be versatile, and you should be able to wear them and get your money's worth out of them. So I think that is it. I'm going to think of and see if there's anything else I wanted to share on this live in terms of styling tips. I think I shared everything I planned on sharing, and I don't see any comments right now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video. If you want to work with me, I have Ankara styling one-on-one sessions available on my website, misslaja.com. And you can also support my channel if you love unique handmade pieces. I handmade these earrings in Nigeria, and also crystal headbands as well. I have them in different crystals like amethyst, citrine, carnelian, black tourmaline, rose quartz, and a few other ones. Those are available on misslaja.com as well, so you can check those out. And I will see you next time. Bye. Okay, how do I end this? Okay.